Let's kick this show off. We got first
Let's do
topic
it.
is Monster Hunter World Beta.
Monster Hunter World Beta!
The beta!
I lifted my arms as well, but you can't see it. Yeah, so I finally got to jump into Iceborne, and almost instantly when I hit the new area and fought, what's his name? The one that begins with a B.
Bamboro?
Yes.
Bams.
I instantly was like so excited because
So good, right?
the new area is just beautiful. All of the monster fights are super fun. And I was using bow with clutch claw. And I don't think I have used a more fun thing in a video game maybe ever. Because so basically what you can do is you can switch to be able to pull out your clutch claw and shoot it at a monster. And this will make you get on the monster and start slashing away at them. And with the bow, you do this awesome backflip off the monster and then shoot them in the air.
That sounds
And
awesome.
I managed to get a death blow with that move. And I was like,
Really?
no way, my
really?
gosh. Yes.
Death blow.
So
Yes,
I didn't
yes.
get a chance. I didn't get a chance to play the beta. So what is new in the beta? Like what is this beta?
So the beta has 3 quests. It's like much like the original one for World. It's broken down into like an easy, medium, and a hard quest.
Okay.
So your easy quest is Great Jagras, so nothing new, just like the one that we've been familiar with from World. It's just kind of like if you jumped in and you hadn't played for a while, it's just like you're kind of
He's a punching bag.
He is.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. And then you have the 2 that are in the new area, which is Hoarfrost Reach. So you have Bamboro, which is the fluffy moose-looking one, which is a really cool monster. But that's kind of like your mid-tier one. And then you have Tigrex, who is the kind of the meaty one,
bully.
the hefty boy. Yeah, the one that he's the one that will make or break you. If you haven't played Monster Hunter for a while, he'll teach you a lesson.
Nice. He'll
This is a beta for an expansion, right? So do you use your like main character that you've been working on for the beta, or did they give you like a?
No, I mean, yeah, in the beta you don't. In the beta you just like it's you'll just have like a premier character with like you could basically pick one of any of the weapons. You pick some armor sets, but when the actual expansion comes out, your character will carry over from World into this. It's weird. It's a weird one because like Monster Hunter like expansions. While technically speaking, it is an expansion. Monster Hunter like typically or historically, like Monster Hunter expansions are basically like a whole new game. It's not say how you would picture like a DLC being like, oh, I'll get like an extra say 10, 15 hours out. It's like, no, it's basically like the whole base game again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
And they've said that they're doing that for Iceborne. They said, it's going to be the size of Monster Hunter World. It's not just, a few extra monsters. It's huge. New area, new monsters, new weapons, new moves for those weapons.
Wasn't it twice the monsters? Like doubling down?
I think. Well, I mean, I think it's something like that. I mean, like, because again, like historically, like previous Monster Hunter games have basically doubled the roster, and then they also invariably, like G rank 1 invariably also ends up kind of having some kind of end game mechanic. Like we don't know what it is for World, but like for Ultimate introduced like guild quests. Generations Ultimate introduced like Hyper Deviants, which is like a really, really Super Deviants, which is like a really, really tough version of the monster. And when you defeated those, you could then get like a crown on your name and stuff. So there's basically like some kind of end game pursuit that keeps you coming back versus just the usual farm. So I'm excited to see what they do for World for that.
Nice.
But yeah, but the beta basically gave you a taste of the 3 different monsters. You got to see the new map, but it's not the whole map because this one, unlike most other maps, this one is said to reveal itself more as you play through the story because there were some areas that were like locked off in the map. So then as you progress through the game, it'll like reveal itself. There'll be like new sections to it and stuff, which will be really cool. So
how
basically,
big is this map compared to other maps? Is it going to be like about the same size as
the biggest map they've ever done in Monster Hunter? So it's bigger than, I guess in World, the biggest map right now is the Ancient Forest, and it's bigger than the Ancient Forest.
Awesome.
So
it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's partly why they introduced the new Raider Ride mechanic. So you can now call on little creatures that will ride you around the map.
Yeah.
A little Uber
you don't
service.
Get to, unfortunately, basically, yeah. Unfortunately, you don't get to control them yourself. They will either follow like a waypointer or like if you don't have a waypointer, they'll just sniff out tracks. But it basically means that when you're on the back of them, you can open your map, you can sharpen your weapons, you can kind of just like do things while you're getting back to where you were.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and the new areas are just beautiful. So you get like the kind of, so say when you go into a fire area, you have to drink a cool drink to keep you cool. In cold areas, you have to drink a hot drink,
of course,
to keep yourself
some cocoa,
warm.
hot cocoa.
Otherwise, it like lowers your stamina recovery. So you have all of that, and it's just really fun to be in like snowy area and fighting on ice, and how the monster's going to interact with that. Like it's instantly made me so excited. And initially, I wasn't going to jump into the beta, but because Monster Hunter World is also all about collecting things,
the loot,
right? Like building your character.
Mm.
So I was like, I don't know if I'll get much out of that, but being in there is like, oh my god, this is great, and I'm so excited.
That's really cool. On the map, how much did they show on the map in the beta for the new one?
It's hard to say because when you open it, you can't actually see the rest of it. It's not like say like typical betas where they lock it off. But I mean, I feel like it's maybe half or something like that because there's quite a few pathways where like it's definitely blocked off where you know that will obviously be broken through. So
nice.
Half.
Well, one thing that I really love about the Monster Hunter World maps is like how much verticality there is in between, like you know, like there's like an upper canopy area and then like a valley area, and then sometimes there's like these lower parts. Like, is it following suit as well in that with what you guys played?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Like, it definitely has. I mean, there are some maps. I mean, even like in World, there are some maps that are more so like Ancient Forest and Coral Highlands are probably the most vertical ones, whereas things like the Elder's Recess and the other ones are more spread out. I'd probably say it's kind of like from where we've explored so far, feels like kind of a halfway house between them. So it's quite wide, but also there's definitely a few layers to it. And there's some areas where there's like a new, I forgot the exact term, something like something snowfall. Basically, there are weakened areas of the ice where you can trigger them, and then like an actual whole section of it will just like drop down.
Nice.
Yeah,
so you can
that's cool.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it looks cool. And the fact that we've seen in trailers, there's a couple of like sections where they're fighting the new Elder Dragon Velkhana in an area that we haven't been to before, but it seems quite high up in like the sort of like sharp icicle mountainous region. So it might be like at the very top of the map or something.
Awesome.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good. Just adding those new moves. It's just so cool. Unfortunately, I end up maybe dying if I do it on the harder monsters, just constantly trying to claw them, because when they jump away, they will knock you off a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with how much you do that. But it's really cool to just jump off of a monster and shoot them. And also when you do that, they'll drop slinger ammo. So they'll drop like, the crystal stuff or piercing pods. And you can pick those up. And with the bow, there's a new move where you can basically use all of that slinger ammo and shoot it into the monster with arrows.
That's cool.
And it is so good. Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
That is exciting.
So I got to ask you guys about performance. One of my problems with this game when I first started playing it on the PlayStation 4 Pro was that the frame rate was it dipped all over. Is the beta any better? Is the Iceborne any better for that? Or is the frame rate still pretty variable?
I personally didn't notice it too much. I will put my hand up and say that I'm not always the best person when it comes to noticing frame rate dips, and unless it's like a massively obvious one. But I think my memory, if memory serves me correctly, I believe in World the major problem points were typically in the Ancient Forest, which was the quite sort of the dense map, especially when you were like in the really thick areas. That's where I feel like it had the most issues. But I didn't personally notice anything really in Iceborne. Obviously, like it's a bigger, broader map anyway. I also always play. You know how like you can pick a mode. I also always play specifically on frame rate mode as opposed to resolution mode.
Yeah.
Which like prioritizes that.
Same.
So, but yeah, I didn't notice anything myself.
I didn't either. If anything, I looked at it and was like, this looks better. But maybe that was just the ice or something, I don't know. But even the animation that I was watching when they were eating before going for the hunt, I was like, this looks really good.
Yeah.
So
isn't there new cat animations?
Oh,
new Palico.
You couldn't go to the tower, right? It's not called the tower. Couldn't go to the home base.
Oh, so we don't get to see that yet.
There's a new animation for your handler when she was making you food, and she's got like a winter outfit on.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, there's like a mama cat. If you were to imagine like a southern hospitality mama.
Yes.
Mama cat.
I love it.
Yeah. She will make you delicious food.
Makes excellent fried chicken. A little bit racist, but you love her anyway.
Oh, dear.
Obsessed with butter. Oh my god, I love the cat animations, and
they're so good.
I would spend actual extra money on the game for more cat animations if they had it.
Well, now also not only that, because like now there's also a photo mode in game. Obviously, it doesn't pause the game, so you have to use it at your own risk. But if you pose your character, your cat will also pose with you.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be all over Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's gonna be.
I'm gonna be that guy that's like dying in Quest because I'm like, I had to get the photo. It's like, yeah, but you're dead. It's like, yeah, but I got this really good photo.
This is important. The photo. Come on, man.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, I can't wait. Iceborne sounds amazing. I didn't play the beta because I'm the same way about how like the world beta didn't feel as good because I wasn't collecting things, and I was like, kill a monster. I'm not getting this stuff. You know, I didn't have like the connection with it. As soon as I played the game, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. So same type of thing. I decided to hold off until the actual game drops.
That's fair.
For the beta.
That's funny. Yeah. The world beta is actually what got me to buy the game. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but I ended up really enjoying it. I played the beta and then I binge watched all of Eric's videos.
Nice.
So I could learn how to play it.
Yeah.
On your quest to getting good.
What do I do? Who's the thing and stuff?
How does this?
I'm only gonna make all those all
work?
over again now. They've introduced new moves. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
The new moves really change a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go through all of the weapons and try clutch claw combos. It's gonna be.
That's really exciting though, because like doing that, like really, now you have to learn the game again. It's not just like. Not just learning the new monsters, but you also have to learn the new moveset, and like that's almost like getting a fresh game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yes, I mean it's super exciting because you definitely get to the point where when you get like really good with the weapon, it becomes more of like a routine. You're like, all right, this is the combo I use. Forget those moves because they're weak. You know, I'll just do this, and then you get into like a robotic motion. Whereas like as you say, like now it's like, oh, wait, is the combo I've been using for the past 500 hours? Is it still the best combo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it's not. So yeah. Definitely gonna be excited for that. That's
great.
Yeah,
very exciting stuff.
It's looking all super great,
and it's coming out in September.
Yeah.
Yes. First week, I've literally got to play it for a week, and then my brother gets married, and then Borderlands comes out. It's gonna be busy.
Yeah. Do you have any tips?
That was crazy.
Do you have any tips for how you're gonna survive September?
Good question.
Yeah, me neither.
Not really. I'm basically like I know from at least from my monster hunting experience, I know I'm pretty good at getting through monster hunter games quickly, because the thing that often slows me down in monster hunter games is that obviously you want to craft everything.
Yeah.
But I will, whenever I do a G rank expansion, like I go straight into G rank, it's master rank now. Whenever you go into something like that, the first thing I do is I farm the first thing that I can farm easily, just because whatever it is, it doesn't really matter, because then you get the armor. And then I just carry that as far as I can possibly go. Yep. And towards the end. And then once I get to the end, then I start farming stuff. So I'll probably be able to get to like the end game stuff on like a couple of armor sets, and then I circle back. So I reckon it'll be a couple of days to get through like that stuff, and then I can start discovering what else the game has. But yeah, it basically gives me a week to do that, and then it's Borderlands, and then it's Destiny.
I got it.
And then it's Code Vein.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What if we sleep all the way through August? Like August 1st, we go to bed and don't wake up until September 1st. And then we've got like a sleep buffer, right? We can just every night that we don't sleep in September, we just draw a little bit out of that sleep buffer that we saved up in August.
I like it, Brian.
That's how it works, right?
I think if we add an extra hour or two to each stream or play session, maybe add a day that you'd normally take off.
Yeah.
And just be
what if
really
we just add a day to the week? What if we
just
just make every week in September an 8-day week? We'll call it September Day.
September Day, I like it.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sep Day.
Absolutely.
Or maybe I'll do it like when those kind of people used to level like multiple World of Warcraft characters or RuneScape characters. I'll have like 4 monitors with all the games on. I'll just play them simultaneously.
That's right. I like that idea.
Well, if it's Destiny, maybe we can just set up a macro to farm something. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be something we can farm with a macro.
What if each of us plays one game, but we just only do one character per person? And we just rotate that character amongst us.
Interesting.
So, Watts, you start off the Destiny character. I'll start off the Borderlands 3 character. Tefty, you start off the what's left Monster Hunter character.
Monster Hunter.
And we'll just keep rotating. So Eric gets the Monster Hunter character. Tefty, you get the Borderlands character.
Okay.
That way we don't have to
like
just
a solid idea.
You're gonna load up the characters and be like, "What?
Be like, what
happened?
The hell happened to this character?
What is this?
Who deleted my loot?
I miss from like, I miss from like World of Warcraft is being able to type like /follow on someone, and then I can just like
Yeah.
My character just follow them for the whole time. Like, I could do it in Destiny, but like, yeah, okay, you guys go and do the strike. I'll just put a /follow, and my character just runs behind you. Like, yep.
Yes.
I'm helping.
Exactly.
Maybe use your super whenever it's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not AFK, I swear.
Yeah. Like, it's tough for me because I'm not one of the people that can actually split my focus on games where I like play 2 hours.
I'm really bad at that.
Yeah,
too.
I can't do 2 hours of one game and then 2 hours of this game and 2 hours of that game. Like, when I get into a game, I'm in it. And my brain is submersed into the world, and I'm like, I don't like playing 2 hours of a game and then switching because like I want to find out what happens next. I usually want to play
you get into
until I'm
groove,
exhausted.
Right?
Yeah.
You're in the groove, and you're like, oh, I don't want to stop now. And there's just never in these kind of games. I mean, you're talking about titans of gaming here.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a point where you're like, all right, I think I had enough. I'll go to this other game, especially within the first month of it releasing.
Right?
Yeah.
First 2 weeks.
When you're hyped about something, it is really hard to pull away from it. And like I think that's one of the things I find the most difficult about variety streaming is when you try to put 2 or 3 games into one stream that's like, say, 8 hours long. That's tough.
Yeah.
Because you want to just focus on that game usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So September's going to be tough.
It can be hard to switch gears too, from like a shooter to like a puzzle game. Because like, like the flow, your flow state has to change. Like instead of like, being like super like twitchy and reactive and like, the way you read chat is different. Like just your whole like.
It is, yeah, it is. Like there's some games where it's really difficult to read chat. Even some modes within certain games, it's really difficult, and then others are very easy and it's kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
So then I feel discombobulated, and then I don't know what to do, and then I start panicking.
I always find heavy story-based games really tough for streaming in chat because like you don't want to talk over the story that's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
But you want to read chat and things are happening in chat, but like
I know
you don't want to be like
I'm looking at it like
cutscenes happening.
I really want to talk to you.
Yeah. So that's a tough balance.
Learn Morse code with our eyes.
There you go.
The unfortunate thing is like during those times, like the games that for me always seem to fall to the wayside is like Code Vein, for example. I know like I'm definitely going to play it, but I know that's going to have to fall out of the launch window.
Yep.
And invariably, like any of those kind of games, like the super difficult ones like Sekiro, Dark Souls, always happen to me. I end up playing them much later because I'm just like, unfortunately, these games are the current ones that are just happening all the time. Whereas this is a game where like there's a finite playtime on that, so I don't have to play it right now.
Yeah.
What's kind of cool about Code Vein, at least, that will probably actually keep me in the world longer, so maybe it's a bad thing. But you don't have to just. So Sekiro, you just did the bosses, right? It was like get good, figure out how to kill the boss. That's all you can do. In Code Vein, you can go around and farm a lot to try and level up your character, get new skills to use. But Code Vein is really high on my list of things that I want to play.
Yeah, so I don't want it to fall.
I feel like between Shadowkeep, Borderlands 3, and Monster Hunter World, I'm just gonna have so much grind game that like
I know that's the
thing. You want a grindier game?
No, I mean
Code Vein.
It's just like those 3 games. Like I'm gonna want to be hitting all. I want to hit end game on all 4 Borderlands 3 characters because I want to see what those end games are gonna look like. I want to dig into all the end game content in Borderlands 3. Same with Monster Hunter World, and obviously Shadowkeep with Destiny. There's going to be a raid and all that. Like, I don't. Anything that is releasing in September that's not those is going to have to get pushed for me because I'm.
Yeah. Which sucks because sometimes you just want to be part of the zeitgeist and conversation about a game. That's like you really want to be. Like it's fun to be playing a game when it's brand new because there's all this talk about it. There's all this conversation about it. And that conversation will die down, shortly after it's released. Like I'm playing Bloodstained right now, right? And I'm absolutely in love with this game. And it seems like just everywhere, everybody's talking about this game, whether it's performance problems on the Switch or, like how much like Symphony of the Night it is. It's just fun to be part of that conversation about a new game. And you can go back and look at that media afterward, but it's more fun to be part of that.
Absolutely.
But it's a special issue with 100%. Streaming, especially, right? So say if I push Code Vein and I come back to it like end of October maybe or something, and then people are like, "This is the best skill to use. This is the best weapon. Why aren't you using that?" And I'm just like, "Oh no, I want to discover."
Yes,
things.
That's very true.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That is one thing that's interesting when you jump into a game post meta discovered. Like
Oh my God.
the elites come in and say, clearly you need to be doing it this way. And like it's not just one or two people. It's like a constant stream of people that'll be like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't
Yeah.
It's
and that sucks.
It's an interesting streamer specific problem to have, but
it is, it poops on your fun though. It really does.
A little bit.
You're just like, guys, I'm trying to can I just figure out what's good, please?
I go in.
That's why like
I'll go into an ignore mode when I'm playing a game that's already been played and I know a puzzle's happening, and I'm like, okay, I just have to talk through this. Don't look at chat because somebody is guaranteed to post what I'm supposed to do in chat right now.
Yep.
Because you're saying to them, be like, all right, let me just try and solve it for a minute. And they'll be like, okay, cool. He hasn't solved it in 10 seconds. He must want my help now. It's like, no,
pretty much.
That's why there's one game that I would never play on stream. Like Zelda to me is my number one franchise, and like I love it because there's so many different things. There's the puzzles in there, and I was like, that game. If like I'm a super patient person, and like people can, if someone spoils my game, like most things I won't care. If someone spoiled a Zelda game, people would
hammer.
People have never seen me get angry. It would be
Puzzles are hilarious because people will be like, no, you missed it. Take a left back there. But like they don't realize there's like a delay between when they see you pass something and then another delay like when you actually read it and like respond to it.
Yeah.
So like what's left back there? I don't know. Like,
it's funny because people are also on different delays, right? Because I've noticed when you're on mobile, it's a little bit different. And then if you're on mobile and you close to maybe check a text message and go back, you're even further delayed. So you have someone being like, no, it's right, and no, it's left. But there are total different delays. And it's
totally.